Hello, I just finished shooting the video about my updated fishing kit here, but I didn't have much time to really discuss this, so I decided to shoot a second video in regards to just this here. So when I go on vacation next month, I'm going to take this as well as my little other fishing rod with me, but I wanted to basically just talk about this one just a little bit here, more in detail, so that way you guys get an idea of how I made this as well. This is PVC tubing, 1 inch in diameter. Overall, the length of it is basically roughly in the range around 8 inches. There's a cap on this end here, which I've basically just stuck on there with some glue, heavy-duty glue. The Gorilla Glue, like the Gorilla duct tape brand, is a Gorilla Glue, is really good for it. I didn't use that glue in particular, but it will work all the same. But before putting the cap on, I drilled 2 holes through here. And this is 550 paracord on the end to make a little lanyard, put my hand through, you know, and keep a nice sturdy grip on it. And you tie the knot on it, and then you put the cap on, gluing it on. So that way the lanyard's in there, the knot is in there. Originally my plan was that I was going to have a cap on one end, and on the other end I was going to have a separate piece with threads on it so I can screw a cap onto the end. That way I can put all my little fishing related gear inside of here. Unfortunately, however, I had that plan in mind. I bought the pieces for it, but before I glued it on, I actually stuck it on there to test it, and I tried to stick some hooks on it. Some of my bigger hooks would not fit inside. And also the other problem was when I went to, you know, dump it out, it just got caught all inside. It just would not come out. It wouldn't come loose. And therefore I decided, you know what, to hell with it. So I put the one side in and I left the other side open. You can see there's that little fishing line in through here, and there's also another one simply further down. So what I've done here is that I've got the holes, the bigger hole, it's about a 1/4 inch hole or so, drilled right through here, as well as another set right through there. And then underneath this part of the tape, there's a second hole there, 1/8 in diameter, goes straight through. Just one set of holes, just one right through the middle. And that was basically just to tie on the fishing line to the tubing itself. The red here, that's all just hockey grip tape. Nothing special, it's just for the sake of grip when I'm, you know, doing my fishing with it. And this black bit here is just a little bit of electrical tape. I wrapped it around a couple of times. There's a little tab here where I fold the tape on itself. You know, I'm not sure how good you can see that. Maybe, oh, yeah, like that kind of thing you can see. Anyways, and that's basically just so I can peel it back and forth for securing this when I'm finished. That's basically what the purpose of it's for. So I wrapped the tape around here about a dozen times here, so that way it's a little bit bigger and thicker and fatter than the rest of it. And here onwards, just strictly PVC tubing. When it came to cutting the tube as well as drilling it, I passed a bit of sandpaper around the edges to make sure that it's very, very smooth, so there's no way the line will catch on it or potentially could cut the line. But even that, this is a 14-pound line I got on here now, so therefore it's not going to, you know, cause any problems. So I'll show you real quick. First off, I put my finger there to stop this from moving around, undo the tape, and I put this little tape back. Simple. And you got the little steel cable lead right here. This one's here is about 4 inches long, give or take. I didn't want something else super huge. And this is a nice little reason why the holes are here, is so that when I'm done, I actually pass this string through it and then down the line like that. And that basically, when it's secure with the tape, prevents the line from slipping off the end here. That's what the purpose of these holes here are for. So let's get that out. I just want to make it very clear, I did like this in the last video, I'm no way a fisherman. You know, I'm very inexperienced. I don't know very much about fishing. And, you know, if I caught something with this today, this morning when I took it out and tested it, I would probably have to take a photo of it and look it up later, because I honestly don't know my fish very well. So anyways, right now, I got my thumb, my left thumb right here, placed over the line to prevent this from unraveling. Right now it's all free. So to cast this, say if I'm casting that way, basically I would unravel this string here. Of course I'd have to put a hook or something on there first. I keep the hook removed when it's packed up, so I'd put a hook on there first, but I would unravel this so that way I got about a meter of line from the hook to here. It was about 1 meter. And basically if I was casting that way, I would throw the hook that way, take my thumb off that, let it unravel and the line will just keep going off. And when it's hits the water, I would quickly just basically twist it this way and put my thumb on it to prevent the line from unraveling any further than that. You know, that kind of description is something I don't seem to find online, and I've always been wondering, you know, how do you cast your line on stuff like this? So I just played around with it a couple of times, trying out different ways, and that's what worked best for me. So basically, you cast it, you throw the line that way, you let it unravel itself and shoot off, you know, whatever, and then simply put my thumb on it and twist it sideways to prevent it from unraveling any further. So they always say that when you're putting line on here, use a line that's for weight tested for something higher than what you need, as well as more line than you need. So really, I can only toss this maybe about 20 to 25 feet. So how much line do you want to put on there? You want to put on at least double or even triple the amount of line. So on here is actually about 40-ish feet, maybe about 50 at best. And that's basically what I got on here. So if you're in a position of where you lose your line from the fish, snapping the line, or possibly you just got snagged on something you can't get loose, you can definitely just snip the line, and you can at least got so much more there that you can use. And you simply just start over and retie it all. All in all, worked out pretty well for me. I'm not going to say that I didn't catch any fish, unfortunately. I'm just going to wrap this up a little bit. So at this point, when I'm finished with it, just kind of want to get a good grip on it, make sure the rope doesn't untie, and you simply just slip this through, just like that. And you just bring it down, and then you've got the little bit of tape there to secure it. Put the tape back around, and then you're done. And this, when it comes through the loop and around here, that prevents the line from unraveling and slipping off. I thought that would be a neat feature, and so far proving to be a good feature. So, like I said, this morning I went out fishing with my good fishing rod, as well as the extendable one that I showed you in the previous video, and then also did a few test casts with this. Worked out pretty nicely. I used the spoon hook. Sorry, it's all kind of tangled, but the yellow one here, that's the one I used for the most part. I also hooked up a there we go. I also hooked up a bobber as well as a regular hook on it and put some fake bait on it and also tested that out. I think it works better with the bobber than anything else, because this you gotta, like, you know, pull it along kind of thing. So in my opinion, I think the bobber and the bobber and hook with the fake bait or even live bait on it would be much better, much more suitable. So this Altoids container, and there's your little bit of a complete fishing kit right there. And like I said with the previous video, I'm going to replace that little knife with this neck knife here from CRKT. So anyways, you know, this was all in all, you know, with all the fishing gear, some of the fishing line I had to go out and get, which was about 10 bucks. The tube itself was about $8, I think. And then the little extras I've already had already, the paracord as well as the steel lead here I already owned. So all in all, it's probably about somewhere in the general range around 20 bucks, give or take. If you didn't have the line and the extras, it'd probably come up to about 30 bucks. So all in all, for $30, not bad. But that's what it is. So many people out there, they say, oh yeah, this is only about $5, but they don't take into account that, hey, maybe you don't have the lead here, maybe you don't have the fishing line, maybe you don't have the grip tape and other things in the paracord. So I'm trying to be a little more realistic on the price range here. So this would come out to somewhere in the general range around $20, $30, give or take. So anyways, a little do-it-yourself project to try out. It worked out for me. It'll probably work out for you too. This is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. I'll see you around till next time.